We have about 15-20 minutes for a Q&A session. First of all, thank you to our four speakers, Dr. Oren Myers, Dr. Valerieli, Dr. Eli Banai, and Mr. Yuval Kanfi. Questions? Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you. These were wonderful lectures. I have a question that I would really be happy if both Gal and Oren could relate to it. It relates to what Gal's main question, but a little bit different. My question is really, what do you think is the main Holocaust-related interpretive frame for dealing with asylum seekers? Is it the frame protect Jewish sovereignty as the lesson of the Holocaust, or is it the frame be kind to the weak other and prevent genocide or ethnic cleansing? Which frame wins? I have one other quick question for Oren based on your comparison of the radio. Did you find any correlation between commemorative songs that are played on Holocaust Memorial Day and the Fallen Soldiers Memorial Day as a means of Israeliization, if that's the term, of Holocaust memory?
Thank you. Should we collect some more? Tobias?
I would have one follow-up question to that, or to Oren. Was there a significant change in relation to this memorial ensemble of the day, of these commemorative days, when to the fallen soldier commemoration, also the commemoration to the victims of terrorism was added? And how far does this relate to this context? And to Ayelet and Yuval, first of all, thank you very much that you also looked into the other side, because somehow the dominant perception of the German discourse is very much was criticizing, and that there was this kind of welcoming culture, and there is also still people dealing with refugees in very intense ways. I think is somehow lost because the other part of the discourse is much louder. But how far could this finding concerning different kind of particularistic versus universalistic interpretations of the Holocaust also be transposed to your findings in relation to this more humanitarian and more securitization elements of the German discourse? I know it's more speculation, but maybe you have some ideas.
Thank you, Tobias. Should we take one more? Katerina?
Yeah, I will follow up to Tobias. It's a very good connection because it will go more to the direction of Ayelet and Yuval. And I had a little bit like a problem with the outcome of your studies. It's not my study, so but I would recommend, I think, or be a bit careful with it, like you're right, that it's reflecting another side of the discourse and is against this welcoming culture. But first of all, how many interviews really you did to know like what kind of amount of people we're talking about, and then I think what is a bit missing to put like, and then maybe I can also connect back to Professor Kowalewski's talk, to take the German approach into the whole European context and maybe also compare like what was done in other European countries, and then maybe also would be on a more precise line. Like now I think it's like very like targeted in one direction, which I would really be careful and warn against this, because you're like leading up a discussion which is already very problematic in the European Union. And I think it would really add to your study if you also take into comparison what was done in Germany compared to other countries in the region.
Thank you, Katerina. Okay, one last question, and then we'll give the opportunity to answer.
It's for Professor Oren. Is there, with the new stage of criticism about the institutionalization, are Israelis impacted by the soft denial of the Holocaust and Holocaust revisionism? Is that what's causing some of this?
Okay, thank you. Who would like to start? Professor Myers?
Thank you for the great questions. I'd like to answer quickly. Not to say about the asylum seekers, I didn't study this well. Regarding Holocaust Day and Memorial Day for the Fallen Soldiers, we did not study Memorial Day for the Fallen Soldiers, and the musical repertoire this day, although it's being studied, which is to say, I just reviewed the paper that does that. But what we did do, which actually plays nicely into this argument about the interplay, the meeting point between generative logic and media production logic, is that in one part of our study, we interviewed people or high-ranking media managers and media organizations in Israel, and we talked about their considerations in scheduling programs and deciding on contents on Holocaust Day. And again, our focus was on Holocaust Day, but and just to quick understand what is the motivation behind their act, you should understand that on Holocaust Memorial Day and Fallen Soldiers Memorial Day and Tisha B'Av, you're not allowed to air commercials. So, and there's no way of understanding the operation of the mass media on those days without this starting point, which is to say the commercial motivation is kind of taken out and you have to find other considerations to manufacture stuff on that day. So rating has no meaning because you're not getting money. And so people, media managers look for critical appraisal, appraisals and reviews and so on. But also in most like TV stations and radio stations, it's the same person who's in charge of deciding what's going to be aired, go from Holocaust Memorial Day and the following day for the Memorial Day for the fallen soldiers. And what we found is that people who produce media and make decisions feel more comfortable in creating and curating contents for the fallen soldiers for the Memorial Day, because it's much closer to Israelis, like people know people who, tragically, people who fell in wars and so on. So their overwhelming sense is that if you manage to produce Holocaust Memorial Day in a way that will be similar to the contents of Fallen Soldiers Memorial Day, you nailed it. It's a compliment. If you manage to, and again, that's one other way of the secularization of the discourse, because you get this convergence between those two Memorial Days, because the people who produce media contents do view them as one thing, and one needs to be similar to the other. And regarding the issue of, I don't think that Holocaust denial is a major issue. I never studied this issue. I don't think that Holocaust denial is or could be a major issue in Israel. What I've showed you here is a clip from the 1990s. And of course, it does not make any kind of satirical comment on the Holocaust, but rather in the way in which the Holocaust is manipulated as Israeli politicians. So, yeah, but things have changed since then. There's not enough time. And the Holocaust now is used in various comical shows as a kind of a way in order to advance a joke that has nothing to do with the Holocaust. I can go into examples, but you once hear the Holocaust was used in order to criticize Israeli politics. Now, in many ways, the Holocaust is kind of a segue into discussing the reality shows or things like that. So you can see kind of there's more legitimation to use the Holocaust as a material of comical shows.
Well, I think the question between the balance between the particular and universal lesson of the Holocaust, it's $1 million question. To go all the way to what Ayelet is doing in normative political theory about what political entity between the universal and the particular. So I don't think it's a situation of winning. We know that the two are present. They are, again, to extend the public opinion surveys are relevant, there are very strong endorsement of both the particular and universal lesson. And you can find them in the discussion. It was very interesting even to see that when it comes to the Syrians, refugees that Israel, to some people, didn't give them asylum, but give them medical care in the Israeli hospital. Even thinking on the Holocaust in a very indirect way, lead people, regardless of the political affiliation, to endorse more given the medical treatments. So in a way, the Holocaust discourse it can be found somewhere. And for the question about Memorial Day for the fallen soldiers, I have another study where I inspected how exposure to this day affect how national identification is related to attitude to the conflict and to the asylum seekers. And what was very interesting, that I measured it 3 times, before the day, during the day, and after a few months. And on the day itself, I found that people who endorse more national identification as Israelis tend less to be negative toward asylum seekers, but didn't find it before and after. So there is something in the atmosphere that I cannot know why, of course I cannot explain why, but something in the atmosphere that has some impact during these days on that, how people perceive their status.
Thank you for the question. So Tobias, I mean, my very short answer to your question would be that I don't know because I didn't research it, but I think that it would be fair to suppose that, of course, some of the political discourse and social mobilization regarding refugees and asylum seekers today in Germany has to do with different interpretation of German history. I don't know to what extent, maybe not necessarily Holocaust, it could be what I did hear or read occasionally, which I think is super fascinating, is actually the German experience of being refugees, which is something I think that was never discussed in this way before, and it's an opportunity to bring that out. Right, Merkel in a statement talked about, when she made that big statement about suspending the Dublin regulations and letting the people in, did talk about moral commitment that she has, that is very much embedded in, of course, the norms of the Federal Republic. I think she mentioned something about, yeah, again, the former East German experience. So, yeah, of course it's there, and of course it should be very interesting to study. I don't know, I mean, I'm sure it's been researched also. I mean, I would think it's a topic that people must have looked at in German sociology. But maybe one thing so when you talk about particularistic and universalistic lessons of the Holocaust in Germany, it can have several meanings, right? It can have the meaning of whether we as Germans should only take care that there will be no genocide in Germany, and whether it's more universal, we should take care that there are no genocide elsewhere. Should we take care specifically that the Jews are safe? So right, it's also in itself a complex. So I don't have fact-based answer, but I would think that it must play a role. And just what you will probably talk about it more, but just one word about what comes, defining what comes out of interviews. So this is preliminary. It's based on about 12 interviews in qualitative research. That's not few, but it's also it needs more substantiation. But the idea was to look at the perceptions of the interviewees, right? So, so on the one hand, it comes out of what they say, that they're in a way immune to this securitization because they don't bite, right? They say that refugees are terrorists. It's just not what they think, and so it's a good find, right? From that perspective. But they do see sort of potential problems around the policy. So again, so that's how sort of the question was initially designed, to see whether this abstract secularization, this is what happened on the bureaucratic level, on the sort of day-to-day. This was the question. Of course, there are many other questions to ask, but I'm not sure they can be done here.
Okay, thank you for the questions. To tap on the connection between Holocaust and asylum seekers in Germany, it was very far from our focus in the interviews. It did come up, not specifically the Holocaust, but World War II, international responsibility. It did come up. I'm refraining from making any conclusion because it's really not my field, and I don't want to just say stuff that. Okay. To your question, Sabrina, first of all, as I had mentioned, this is the findings are preliminary. Also, the research was limited. It could not my dream, my aspiration was to compare France, UK, and Germany. Budget-wise, logistic-wise, it couldn't be done. We went into Germany because Germany has been the kindest, most forward putting, the most accepting of immigrants, and the most fertile ground for research. However, this is not an apologetic research. 100% of my interviewees, and we'll unravel other interviews that are coming out of processing. 100% of the respondents, the people that work with refugees, are deeply frustrated with the integration policy in Germany. They are coming from the human rights side, from the refugee side, from the person that is frustrated with the time spending in the camps or the inability to work. I've had stories of a judge for 30 years in Syria, a judge, academic, highly educated, could not do that in Germany. He had to start over at the age of 60, 65 as an intern in a law office. They come from the standpoint of the small person, the refugee, the asylum seekers struggle to assimilate and to integrate. So the purpose is to, for one side, compliment Germany, highly compliment Germany for undertaking this challenge, but on the other side, not apologetic, okay, the other side, say, you took a lot of people in, you're on the right path, but it's not even close. There's a lot to be done. So I cannot compare it logistic-wise to other countries within the frame of this research. This is an MA dissertation, but I can positively say that Germany's integration policy and manifestation of it is on the right path, but it's still very, I don't want to say faulty, but it's incomplete. It's not, it was all crystallized in an emergency state. Everything has the title of an emergency camps. The anchor centers is something that people oppose very much. It's an emergency measure. So yeah, so it's still not there. And it reflects very, very broadly in the findings. But my ultimate goal is to come up with data-based recommendations. This is not fronting upon, this is not scolding anyone. This is recommendations on how, based on this research, the government and the authorities can improve their methods based on the insights of people who live it day by day.
Okay, we're basically out of time, unless there's one last burning question, a short one, very short and very burning. If not, okay, so we're going to take a coffee break for 15 minutes, and then we'll come back for our keynote with Professor Tal Barzilai. Thank you.